If I asked you now, on a scale from 0 to 10, how interesting do people find you? What number would you say? Keep that number in mind, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to multiply it by 3 using techniques that behavioral psychology has proven to work in 89% of cases. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to naturally attract the attention and interest of others? Today, I'm going to reveal the secrets that transform an ordinary person into a truly interesting one. And no, it has nothing to do with being extroverted or having millions of followers on social media. There is a truth that few people know, and it can completely change how you are perceived by others. The most magnetic person in any environment is the one who doesn't need it to be happy. It seems contradictory, doesn't it? Think about it. You must have met someone like that. That person who enters a room and isn't desperately trying to get attention or impress anyone. They simply exist, comfortable in their own skin, radiating a different energy. Do you know why? Because they have developed mental peace, independent happiness, one of the most valuable resources we can have. But now you must be wondering, how can I develop this independent happiness? I'll teach you 3 fundamental practices that have changed lives. The first practice is what I call intentional solitude. No, I'm not talking about isolation. I'm talking about dedicating 30 minutes of your day to being genuinely alone. Turn off your phone notifications. Observe your thoughts without judgment. It's amazing how this moment can completely transform your day. The second practice involves creating meaningful personal rituals. Think of a morning routine that truly energizes you. It could be a walk, meditation, or simply having your coffee while watching the sunrise. The important thing is that it's yours, something that connects you with yourself. And the third practice is what I call the 3 happy moments. Every day, before going to sleep, record 3 moments of genuine happiness you experienced. It may seem simple, but it's transformative. You'll realize that most of these moments don't depend on other people. The next step is to develop personal projects. For example, Mia was considered an ordinary person by everyone who knew her. She worked in an office, had a normal routine, nothing that drew special attention. Until one day, she started a seemingly simple project, photographing smiles of strangers on the street. At first, people found it strange. Some even laughed at the idea. But Mia persisted. Today, she has an exhibition that travels across the country, inspiring thousands of people. What changed? She found her life project. You see, personal projects are like magnets of interest. They not only make us more interesting, but also attract people with similar values to ours. When you have a project, you demonstrate passion, commitment, creativity, and most importantly, purpose. But how do you develop truly meaningful projects? First, you need to identify your natural curiosities. Take a piece of paper right now and list 5 things that make you lose track of time. It could be anything: cooking, writing, solving problems, helping people. The important thing is to be honest with yourself. Then, set progressive goals. Don't try to change the world on the first day. Start small, celebrate each progress, document your journey. You'll be surprised at how much you can accomplish in a year by taking small steps every day. True patience is about building roots, even when no one notices. The ability to be patient and deal with frustrations without complaints or anxiety increases personal attractiveness. There is a fascinating story about Japanese bamboo that speaks about patience. When the farmer plants the bamboo seed, something interesting happens. For the first 4 years, apparently nothing happens. Just imagine, 4 years watering and caring for something that seems to yield no result. But in the 5th year, something extraordinary happens. In just 6 weeks, the bamboo grows more than 30 meters. The question is, did the bamboo really take 5 years to grow? No. During those 4 seemingly unproductive years, it was developing a complex and strong root system that would allow its explosive growth later. This is the essence of true patience. It's not about waiting passively, but about building solid foundations, even when no one is watching. How do you develop this transformative patience? Start by practicing mindful breathing in moments of stress. Set realistic expectations. Learn to value the process as much as the result. And here's a powerful technique. What if this were perfect? Every time you encounter an obstacle, instead of complaining, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What is the hidden opportunity here? Harness the power of reciprocity. There is a universal law that few people truly understand. The more you give, the more you receive. But pay attention. The secret is to give without expecting anything in return. It's like planting a seed. You don't keep pulling the plant out every day to see if it's growing, right? I'll teach you 3 daily practices that can completely transform your connections with people. First practice. Offer a sincere compliment every day. Not a superficial compliment about appearance, but something you really observed and admired in someone. Second practice. Share valuable knowledge. When you learn something new, think of at least one person who could benefit from this information. Third practice. Be a connector. When you meet someone, think, who do I know that could add value to this person's life? We've reached the most powerful and paradoxically underrated element of being an interesting person, the art of listening. Have you noticed how the most interesting people aren't always the ones who talk the most? I'll teach you a technique I call emotional mirroring. When someone is talking to you, maintain conscious eye contact. Not that fixed and scary stare, but an attentive and welcoming look. Show interest through your body language. Lean slightly forward. Make small gestures of understanding. And here's the most valuable secret. Resist the temptation to interrupt with your own stories. I know it's hard. When someone tells something, we immediately want to share our similar experience. But try doing it differently. I propose a challenge. In the next important conversation, listen for 5 full minutes without interrupting. Just ask deepening questions. You'll be amazed at how much you'll learn and how the other person will feel truly heard. Remember, being interesting isn't about being the center of attention. It's about creating a magnetic field of authenticity and presence that naturally attracts people. It's about developing a genuine curiosity for the world and the people around you. These 5 characteristics we've just explored, independent happiness, personal projects, patience, reciprocity, and active listening, are not personality traits you need to be born with. They are skills that can be consciously developed day by day. And the most amazing thing is that they work together, creating a multiplying effect on your ability to be truly interesting. When you combine the mental peace of independent happiness with the passion of personal projects, the wisdom of patience with the power of reciprocity, and crown it all with the art of active listening, you become naturally magnetic. And now that you know these secrets, the question is, which of these characteristics will you start with? Leave it in the comments. Being interesting isn't about having the best story to tell, but about creating space for extraordinary stories to happen. It's about being the person others want to have around, not for what you say, but for who you are. If this content touched your heart, tap the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next videos on personal development and a fulfilling life. In the comments, tell us which of these characteristics you already possess and which one you intend to develop first.